Now, if you're in college, you know exactly what I'm talking about, and if you don't agree with me, that's fine. You're just wrong. For those who have a life and don't know what YikYak is, essentially it's an anonymous message board where people can form communities, which is most commonly in the form of college campuses, and post whatever they want. And I mean whatever they want. Now, for doing things anonymously, I feel like it has its place, usually if it's done to protect someone who feels uncomfortable with sharing something that might directly relate to them. Or in my case, reporting my friends on Xbox Live.
Bruh.
But when it comes to posting anonymously, especially when it directly relates to specific people, I've always found it pretty sketchy. I feel like anonymous posting is kind of like a classic suggestion box where you're supposed to be productive and give in specific feedback, but instead it's going to be people just insulting the HR rep, calling them balding and divorced. And if you don't get the reference, I'm sorry. Essentially, it gives people power to say whatever they want without the personal consequences. And I think that's incredibly dangerous. As I've said in the past, I currently am in college, so I've seen these things play out in real time. I've seen polls for who's the most hated person on campus. I've seen people gossip about others, calling them easy. I've even seen people insult teachers, which is pretty terrible considering that they're probably too old to even know the app exists. I've even seen people Photoshop others as certain historical figures. And I'm not talking about the good ones. And that's me just summarizing, because if I said some of the stuff that I've seen, I'd probably get age restricted like that. And I can't even see all the potential posts because the app locks your location to your specific school. So I can probably guess that at other colleges is probably a lot worse. It's just so incredibly surprising that this stuff is allowed on the app in the first place, because the CEO said himself, he thinks it's an app about community and bringing people together. Which, to be honest, it could get to that point. I have seen some pretty funny stuff on there, but a lot of it is just not good. So from my end, it doesn't look like they prioritize protecting users at all, or even just filtering out specific posts. I mean, it was a huge problem in the past. There were multiple scandals around the app, and it ended up getting deleted at some point. But now, with it being back, it just doesn't look like anything has changed. And for the people that post these kinds of things, it's honestly pathetic. When people post negatively and make fun of others directly anonymously, I think it's the most spineless thing a person can do. A quick story, but one time I was in a public speaking competition and I placed, and I was so incredibly scared how people would react, especially because it was such a personal story. And I know that people are heartless. But it turns out people went onto YikYak and just talked about the winner's sorority, just insulting them in a plethora of different ways that I can't even describe. And it's just incredibly disappointing that people are like that. Honestly, it's kind of a weird analogy, but people like that kind of remind me of Homelander a bit. They're just people that without that power, or in this case anonymity, it would just show how immature and sad they truly are. So I guess the main point of this video is just be a decent person. It's not that hard. Because I know it's not very likely that YikYak will do anything about it anytime soon, and that's really disappointing to think about. And if you think it's fun to look at all the gossip and the rumors and post things negatively at other people's expense, I already know what kind of person you are. And you can gladly talk to a wall. Now that's enough of my ranting. See ya.